we've always celebrated you on this program, and I personally have you as the number one wide receiver in the NFL, not just right now, but for quite some time. And we all know about your time in Houston and the different quarterbacks you had with you. And recently, Michael Thomas has come out. He had a great year last year, put up some big numbers, and he said that he is the number one wide receiver in the NFL right now. Where do you see yourself stacking up against the Julios and the Odells and the Michael Thomases in the league?
Definitely think I'm the best. I know I'm the best.
Deandre Hopkins, my man, you are the best. Before we get started on this awesome topic, I want to give a big shout out to the most recent Arizona Sports Fan membership. He just signed a couple days ago. Here he is right here, Red Sea. Thank you so very much for the opportunity for me to, give you these additional perks. I really do appreciate it. Let's jump on to the topic.
Mike, my boy, I love Mike. We was texting yesterday, but he know if I had Drew Brees my whole career,
all caps.
What these numbers would be. Julio Jones know if I had Matt Ryan my whole career. That's my boy. I trained with Julio too. He know what these numbers would be. So, those guys were definitely blessed to be in a position where their whole career they had a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Welcome back, guys. Now, what you just saw was an interview, I believe it was from ESPN. It was a show named Jalen and Jacoby. I don't really know too much about the show, but they had a very, very great interview with Deandre Hopkins. Of course, he is now a member of the Arizona Cardinals, and he flat out said he is the best wide receiver in all of the NFL, and I could not, disagree with him at all. I mean, I understand that I'm an Arizona Cardinal fan. I get it. Most people will say you're being biased, but I honestly do feel like even before he was traded to the Arizona Cardinals, he had to be in contention of top 3 wide receiver of all the NFL. Now, he made some very, very valid points. Michael Thomas having Drew Brees his entire career. Julio Jones having Matt Ryan his entire career. Imagine the numbers that would have been put up if Deandre Hopkins had a elite playing quarterback for pretty much his entire career. What he reminds me of is Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is number 2 in receiving yards as well as receptions. Just imagine the numbers that he would have put up if he had a Kurt Warner, if he had a Carson Palmer, the entirety of his career in the NFL. So Deandre Hopkins is pretty much in that same boat, but he is determined to prove he is an elite wide receiver. And that's one thing that I love about Deandre Hopkins. He's humble, but he is confident like nobody's business. Very excited to see what he does with Kyler Murray being back there, especially because Kyler Murray has the capability to run out of the pocket and extend plays. Deandre Hopkins has the ability to go ahead and have that connection with the quarterback. I was really excited to hear that, Deandre Hopkins had this interview and he said what he said. The great thing I love about Deandre Hopkins is that he's really good friends with Michael Thomas as well as Julio Jones. If you watch the entirety of that interview, he says it himself that he does workouts. He was texting with the other person just recently. So it's really cool. It's all just, respect, honestly. There's no ill will. There's not saying that Michael Thomas isn't, great. There's nothing saying that, Julio Jones isn't great. He just really does feel like the opportunity for him to be the best wide receiver out there. The numbers are all right there, and it's proven that Deandre Hopkins is definitely one of the best wide receiver of all the NFL. I just want to go ahead and say, we are super lucky to have such a great talent in Deandre Hopkins. Thank you so very much, Steve Kine, for making this happen. I think it was more Bill O'Brien I want to say thank you to be honest with you, because he really didn't get the best trade for Deandre Hopkins. And also in this interview, they asked him about that. But of course, Deandre Hopkins, being the humble guy that he is, or maybe a very smart guy because he doesn't want to get in trouble, kind of left it at, not really my job to negotiate and, what he thinks his value is. So he kind of just left it as is. He ended up getting traded to the Arizona Cardinals. But I just want to say straight up, this was a really good thing, a really good momentum booster for the Arizona Cardinals for this to happen. I am all on board for Deandre Hopkins being the best wide receiver of all the NFL. It is actually just really, really cool to hear. It's really cool to say. I can't wait to get my DeAndre Hopkins jersey. I'm definitely going to be sporting that. I don't know what I should get first, DeAndre Hopkins or Kyler Murray. It's still up in the air right now, but man, this interview was definitely cool. I would recommend watching it. You could probably watch it on YouTube. But yeah, other than that, I could not agree with DeAndre Hopkins more. He made some very, very valid points throughout the entirety of the interview. So that's all I got to say. I just wanted to make a really quick video, guys. That's all I got. Thank you so very much. I'm out.